So, hello everyone, my name is Prashant, and today I'm going to talk about the NAT Gateway. If you remember, before the NAT Gateway, we used to have NAT instances, and which is like very difficult to manage. Those are not managed by AWS, and we by itself need to manage those instances. But luckily, nowadays we have NAT Gateway. So, in the simplest definition, what NAT Gateway will do is that it allows the instance in your private subnet to connect to the internet or other AWS services, but at the same time, it prevents the internet from initiating a connection with those instances, and which is really critical that those services cannot initiate the connection back to those private instances. So this is the major role, or this is a major function, or this is the major work of NAT instances. Now let's try to understand how this works. So first thing, when we need to set up a NAT gateway, we need to associate a elastic IP to that NAT gateway, and then it is connected to the internet using the internet gateway. Okay. The next step we need to do is to connect like the instance in the private subnet which we need to connect. So, or in other words, I can say we connect the instance's private subnet through NAT device, which routes the traffic from the instance to the internet gateway and route any response to the instance. So basically, in the route table of our private subnet, we need to define a route to the NAT gateway in the simplest term. And finally, the most important thing is NAT maps multiple private IPv4 address to a single public IPv4 address. Okay. It does not support IPv6, and if you need to support IPv6, then we need to go with the egress only gateway. Okay. So now let's see how it's work. To create a NAT gateway, go to your VPC under network and content delivery. Click on NAT gateway, create NAT gateway, and here you need to give the public subnet. This is the important thing to remember. So go back to your VPC if you don't know your public subnet. VPC. I'm going to choose the custom VPC that I have created and subnet, and let me choose this one. B5. And like I mentioned earlier, we need to associate or allocate the elastic IP address to this to the NAT gateway. To create elastic IP and create a NAT gateway. Now, one thing to remember that creation of this NAT gateway will at least take 5 to 10 minutes sometime. So please be patient and don't edit your route table by that time. Okay. So close, and don't worry about this one. But if you can see here, the status of the NAT gateway right now is in the pending state. Okay. So let's go to the route table in the meanwhile, and this one, and I need to add this NAT gateway to our default route table, that is the route table which is associated with our private subnet. So go to this route, edit route, add a route 0.0. I want all the traffic to the NAT gateway, and I need to go back to which NAT gateway, which is 0412. So 0412, and I will add a route. So as you can see, it is still in the pending state. But before that, one thing, let me show you. If at this moment of time I try to install some, let's say I want to pull this RPM, it's not going to work because the NAT gateway is still in pending state. When it is built, I will be able to pull those RPM from internet. So let's see how is the progress of this NAT gateway. Is still in pending state. still pending. So while this NAT gateway is creating, let me go back to my presentation, and this is how we are going to create a NAT gateway. As a point of note, I already mentioned that NAT gateway creation sometimes takes 10 to 15 minutes, and once this is available, you can add it to your default route table. The advantage of using a NAT gateway is that it's a service managed by AWS. It's a AWS managed service, so it's highly available. But NAT gateway is per availability zone. So if I need to create a NAT gateway in some other zone, like if I need to provide a high availability, I need to create NAT gateway per zone. It can scale up to 45 Gbps. This was one of the limitation of the NAT instances, where the speed of it will depend upon the NAT instances or the instance underneath which you are using. So it can scale up to 45 Gbps, and like I already mentioned, that it is supported by or it's managed by AWS. Okay, so now let's go back and see if it's still in the pending state or it's created. So now it's available. Go back to our instance and let's try to install Apache. So it says already installed, so that means I remove, or let me try to install some other RPM, nfs-utils. As you can see, now it's working fine. So while this is working, let me try to remove this NAT gateway and see if it still works. So let me go back to my route table, delete this route, save this route, at the same time delete this NAT gateway. Okay, it's deleting. Now again try to pull the same RPM to see if it works, and as you can see, it's already start failing. So that is all about NAT gateway. It's a pretty straightforward topic, but it's really critical if you have instances in private subnet and you want to those instances to talk to internet. For example, in case if it's need to pull the RPM from the internet, or if it's need to contact to some of the services in the internet, then NAT gateway is really handy. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.